New topic today, my friends. Australian weightlifting. How's that? Yes, it's Howard Riell and it's Riell Truth. Australian weightlifting and what it means for you and for me. Item from the Daily Caller. The Australian Weightlifting Federation tried to stop a transgender athlete from competing in Australia's 2018 Commonwealth Games, but the ruling body promptly shut down the attempt, stating there are no legitimate reasons why the biologically male weightlifter shouldn't be allowed to compete against women. The Commonwealth Games Federation rejected the Australian Weightlifting Federation's request to ban New Zealand transgender weightlifter Laurel Hubbard from the 2018 Commonwealth Games. Quote, the gender eligibility criteria currently applied by the International Weightlifting Federation does not constructively discriminate against transgender athletes, and as a consequence, there is no moral, ethical, or legal basis to prevent transgender athletes from pursuing their sporting ambitions and competing in IWF-sanctioned events, a CGF spokesman said Monday, according to the Sydney Morning Herald. Unquote. My friends, there was another article from a few days ago where a transgender person had been a male, became a female, wanted to compete, and did compete in a wrestling competition here in the United States, beat the crap out of everybody, and when his/her hand was raised, everybody in the gym booed. So the rules prevent us from having males compete against females. Rules prevent us from stopping gun violence, even in schools. The rules prevent us from preventing jihad here in the Middle East, in Europe. The rules prevent us from getting rid of phony politicians. The rules prevent us from stopping street crime. The rules prevent us from keeping illegal aliens out. My friends, it's a funny thing about rules. They're very good things to have. They don't come from heaven. They come from men, which is a very, very good thing, because that means rules can be changed. When a society like ours begins to strangle because of its rules, when right and wrong no longer matter because of rules, when common sense is violated and destroyed because of the rules, I say it's time to change the rules. Whether it's transgender weightlifters or wrestlers, Muslims who come here and use our freedoms to victimize us, or illegal aliens who know that if they come across our border, they're not going to be shot. Because after all, we've got rules to prevent that. Rules don't open Pandora's box, but they keep it open. And they allow the evils to flow out and bedevil us, and there's nothing we think that we can do, because after all, there are rules. Rules can be changed. Rules must be changed. We have to get into the mindset of changing rules that no longer serve us, no longer protect us, or we're finished. It's Monday. It's Riell Truth. And we'll be back.
I'm Joe Jacob, CEO of the Patriot Trading, and I would like to encourage everyone to make sure they are prepared financially as the Federal Reserve continues to destroy the value of the dollar. Since the closing of the gold window in 1971, the Federal Reserve has led the way in the explosion of debt and the devaluing of your money. They openly say that they need 2% inflation, which simply means they hope to devalue your money, and they want to do this year after year. I know it's hard to understand, but the Federal Reserve believes in prosperity, debt, and growth via the evaluation of your future. To learn more about how to protect yourself, visit us at allamericangold.com or call us at 800-951-0592 and protect yourself against the devaluing of your money.
Driving a vehicle with damage from summer storm, fire, bleeding lungs, against your vehicle with an
All right, guys, welcome back to a brand new week here on Riell Truth. I am your host, Howard Riell. This past weekend, CPAC finished up, Conservative Political Action Committee. Speaker after speaker, conservative thought, conservative action, every word a gem because it's conservative thought that will save this country from itself, if that is our destiny, to be saved. I can't play all 3 or 4 days of CPAC for you. Wish I could, but I've got some highlights that you definitely want and need to hear. Let's begin with Ben Shapiro, spectacular talk. Here we go. I say, here we go. Take her away, Ben.
So here we are. We're in a place I didn't think actually that we would be anytime soon, right? Republicans control the House of Representatives, and they control the Senate, and the President of the United States is Donald J. Trump. Which I'm pretty sure not a lot of people thought, I mean, I bet money on that election. But I'll tell you what I really didn't see coming. I didn't think that President Trump would actually give us the most effective governance of my lifetime, and he actually has the past few months.
my friends, we're going to take a commercial break, and I apologize for being white and male and straight. There was not much I could do about it. We'll be right back.
And the book became legend book among them, and we beheld his glory, the glory and the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Not all men are created equal. That they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. This is the American News Network. The American Freedom Network is not funded or supported by special interest groups or government programs. The American Freedom Network is not sponsored by advertisers demanding content or programming control. The American Freedom Network is solely funded by you, the listener. Please help keep the American Freedom Network on the air by purchasing one of our sponsored fine products or by calling 105-6245 to make a donation. The American Freedom Network needs your help. American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children tinted stray become home. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abducted. Please make every effort to keep track of your little ones at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown. For residential or commercial window tinting, call 303-263-4228.
The show is called Riell Truth. I am called late for dinner usually, but my name is Howard Riell. Let's get to the very best. Let's get to the main event from CPAC this past weekend. President Donald Trump himself weighing in on whatever crossed his mind at the moment. Refreshingly candid. Here's the president.
Great to be back at CPAC. The place I have really, I love this place. Love you people. So thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank Matt Schlapp and his very, very incredible wife and boss, Mercedes, who have been fantastic friends and supporters, and so great when I watch them on television defending me. Nobody has a chance. So I want to thank Matt and Mercedes. And when Matt called and asked, I said, absolutely, I'll be there with you. I mean, the real reason I said it, I didn't want him to go against me, because that one you can't beat. So I said absolutely, and it really is an honor to be here. I wouldn't miss a chance to talk to my friends. These are my friends. And we'll see you again next year and the year after that. And I'll be doing this with CPAC whenever I can, and I'll make sure that we're here a lot. You know, if you remember my first major speech, sit down, everybody, come on. You know, the dishonest media, they'll say, he didn't get a standing ovation. You know why? No, you know why? Because everybody stood and nobody sat. So they will say, he never got a standing ovation, right? They are the worst. So, sit down. Donald Trump did not get a standing ovation. They leave out the part, they never sat down. They leave that out. So I just want to thank. But you know, my first major speech was at CPAC, and probably 5 or 6 years ago, first major political speech, and you were there. And it was, I loved it. I loved the people. I loved the commotion. And then they did these polls where I went through the roof and I wasn't even running, right? But it gave me an idea. And I got a little bit concerned when I saw what was happening in the country. And I said, let's go to it. So it was very exciting. I walked the stage on CPAC. I'll never forget it, really. I had very little notes and even less preparation. So when you had practically no notes and no preparation, and then you leave and everybody was thrilled, I said, I think I like this business. I would have come last year, but I was worried that I would be, at that time, too controversial. We wanted border security. We wanted very, very strong military. We wanted all of the things that we're going to get. And people considered that controversial, but you didn't consider it controversial. So I've been with CPAC for a long time. All of these years we've been together, and now you finally have a president. Finally. Took you a long time. Took you a long time. And it's patriots like you that made it happen, believe me. Believe me. You did it because you love your country, because you want a better future for your children, and because you want to make America great again. The media didn't think we would win. The pundits, you're right, they had an idea. The pundits didn't think we'd win. The consultants that suck up all that money, oh, they suck it up. They're so good. They're not good at politics, but they're really good at sucking up people's money. Especially my opponents, because I kept them down to a minimum. But the consultants didn't think we would win. But they all underestimated the power of the people, you. And the people proved them totally wrong. Never and this is so true, and this is what's been happening. Never underestimate the people. Never. I don't think it'll ever happen again. And I want you all to know that we are fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony, fake. A few days ago, I called the fake news the enemy of the people, and they are. They are the enemy of the people. Because they have no sources, they just make them up when there are none. I saw one story recently where they said 9 people have confirmed. There are no 9 people. I don't believe there was 1 or 2 people. 9 people. And I said, give me a break, because I know the people. I know who they talk to. There were no 9 people, but they say 9 people. And somebody reads it, they think, oh, 9 people, they have 9 sources. They make up sources. They're very dishonest people. In fact, in covering my comments, the dishonest media did not explain that I called the fake news the enemy of the people, the fake news. They dropped off the word fake. And all of a sudden, the story became the media is the enemy. They take the word fake out. And now I'm saying, oh, no, this is no good. But that's the way they are. So I'm not against the media. I'm not against the press. I don't mind bad stories if I deserve them. And I tell you, I love good stories, but we won't talk. I don't get too many of them. But I am only against the fake news, media, or press. Fake. Fake. They have to leave that word. I'm against the people that make up stories and make up sources. They shouldn't be A source says that Donald Trump is a horrible, horrible human being. Let him say it to my face. Let there be no more sources. And remember this, and not all in all cases. I mean, I had a story written yesterday about me in Reuters by a very honorable man. It was a very fair story. There are some great reporters around. They're talented, they're honest as the day is long. They're great. But there are some terrible, dishonest people. And they do a tremendous disservice to our country and to our people. A tremendous disservice. They are very dishonest people, and they shouldn't use sources. They should put the name of the person. You will see stories dry up like you've never seen before. So you have no idea how bad it is, because if you are not part of the story, and I put myself in your position sometimes, because many of you, you're not part of the story. And if you're not part of the story, you know, then you sort of know. If you are part of the story, you know what they're saying is true or not. So when they make it up, and they make up something else, and you saw that before the election, the polls, they come out with these polls, and everybody was so surprised. Actually, a couple of polls got it right. I must say, Los Angeles Times did a great job. Shocking, because, you know, they did a great job. And we had a couple of others that were right. But generally speaking, I mean, I can tell you the network. Somebody said, a poll came out. And I say, what network is it? And they'll say a certain, let's not even mention names, right? Shall we? Well, you have a lot of them. Look, the Clinton News Network is one. Totally. Take a look, honestly. Take a look at their polls over the last 2 years. Now, you'd think they'd fire the pollster, right? After years and years of getting battered. But I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're just bad at polling. Or maybe they're not legit. But it's one or the other. Look at how inaccurate. Look at CBS. Look at ABC also. Look at NBC. Take a look at some of these polls. They're so bad, so inaccurate. And what that does is it creates a false narrative. It creates like this narrative that's just like, we're not going to win. And people say, oh, I love Trump, but you know, I'm not feeling great today. He can't win, so I won't go and vote. I won't go and vote. It creates a whole false deal. And we have to fight it, folks. We have to fight it. They're very smart, they're very cunning, and they're very dishonest. So just to conclude, I mean, it's a very sensitive topic, and they get upset when we expose their false stories. They say that we can't criticize their dishonest coverage because of the First Amendment. You know, they always bring up the First Amendment. And I love the First Amendment. Nobody loves it better than me. Nobody. I mean, who uses it more than I do? But the First Amendment gives all of us, it gives it to me, it gives it to you, it gives it to all Americans, the right to speak our minds freely. It gives you the right, and me the right, to criticize fake news and criticize it strongly. And many of these groups are part of the large media corporations that have their own agenda, and it's not your agenda. And it's not the country's agenda. It's their own agenda. They have a professional obligation as members of the press to report honestly. But as you saw throughout the entire campaign, and even now, the fake news doesn't tell the truth. Doesn't tell the truth. So just in finishing, I say it doesn't represent the people. It never will represent the people. And we're going to do something about it, because we have to go out and we have to speak our minds and we have to be honest. Our victory was a win like nobody has ever seen before. And I'm here fighting for you, and I will continue to fight for you. The victory and the win was something that really was dedicated to a country and people that believe in freedom, security, and the rule of law. Our victory was a victory and a win for conservative values. And our victory was a win for everyone who believes it's time to stand up for America, to stand up for the American worker, and to stand up for the American flag. Yeah, there we should stand up. Come on. There we should stand up. Okay. And by the way, we love our flag. And by the way, you folks are in here, this place is packed. There are lines that go back 6 blocks. And I tell you that because you won't read about it, okay? But there are lines that go back 6 blocks. There is such love in this country for everything we stand for. You saw that on Election Day. And you're going to see it more and more. So we're all part of this very historic movement, a movement the likes of which, actually, the world has never seen before.
My friends, you and I are also part of this historic movement. We really are. Even if you didn't go to CPAC, if you voted, if you told people to vote for Trump, if you support him in various and sundry ways, if you post pieces about what he's accomplished on Facebook, you are part of the movement. And if you listen to this show, you're an exceptional part of the movement. We'll come back with the president from CPAC right after this.
This farm report brought to you by Nissan Titan. In the race to develop a successful, viable hemp industry, Colorado is now home to the first U.S.-bred hemp seed to qualify. Association of Official Seed Certified Agencies certified seed. Dwayne Sinning, CDA Division of Plant Industry and Food Record, says this is an exciting time for the industrial hemp industry, and this is a giant step for American hemp farmers. Take on the unexpected with Nissan's available intelligent safety shield technology. Innovation of its time.
Driving a vehicle with the damage how much the market higher than waiting months to get your vehicle repaired, then it's specialized with the painless standard vehicle repair. And unlike traditional live just dispatching utility people back to you in days, now insurance and cost quality repairs with lifetime warranty, help this day for your immediate appointment time 705410679 and 970541679 or help us out at dispatching.com.
Now, this is the testimony of John when the Jews sent recent Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, "I am not the Messiah." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" And he answered, "No." The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 19 through 21. No one anywhere is more noble, righteous, justice, and courageous than our United States Armed Forces. These brave men and women put the bill for our freedom every day with the military care company today to let them know that they are in our hearts and our prayers and thoughts. This message is from the Twisted at your 24-hour Walmart Supercenter on Highway 287 on here. They're on the air because they care. This is the market plan of the reminder that the drug problem is well done. We know our kids will be approached at early age. We want to applaud the youngsters in our community that ensure they know the drugs. They provide examples to their peers and families to be the best they can be. And support the Blocker Plan located at 366 Grand Street in Louisville. Serving our area since 1943, specializing in natural HB and pork and complete custom process. Home for able police activity 2240, able police activity 2240. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this
All right, guys, you know I want only the very best for you. That's why I give you only the very best, and that's why we're going to go back to President Trump speaking this past weekend at CPAC. Here we go.
It's never been anything like this. There's been some movements, but there's never been anything like this. There's been some movements that petered out, like Bernie, petered out. But it was a little rigged against him, you know. Superdelegate. He had so many delegates before the thing even started. I actually said to my people, how does that happen? Not that I'm a fan of Bernie, but a lot of Bernie people voted for Trump. You know why? Because he's right on one issue, trade. He was right about trade. Our country is being absolutely devastated with bad trade deals. So he was right about that. So we got a lot of Bernie support. So actually I like Bernie. Okay? I like Bernie. But I'm here today to tell you what this movement means for the future of the Republican Party and for the future of America. First, we need to define what this great, unprecedented movement is and what it actually represents. The core conviction of our movement is that we are a nation that put and will put its own citizens first. For too long, we've traded away our jobs to other countries. So terrible. We've defended other nations' borders while leaving ours wide open. Anybody can come in. We're going to build a wall. Don't worry about it. We're building the wall. Practice going to start soon. Way ahead of schedule. Way ahead of schedule. Way ahead of schedule. Going to start very soon. General Kelly, by the way, has done a fantastic job. Fantastic. Job he's done. And remember, we are getting the bad ones out. These are bad dudes. We're getting the bad ones out. Okay? We're getting the bad. If you watch these people, it's like, oh, gee, that's so sad. We're getting bad people out of this country. People that shouldn't be, whether it's drugs or murder or other things. We're getting bad ones out. Those are the ones that go first. And I said it from day one. Basically, all I've done is keep my promise. We've spent trillions of dollars overseas while allowing our own infrastructure to fall into total disrepair and decay. In the Middle East, we've spent, as of 4 weeks ago, $6 trillion. Think of it. And by the way, the Middle East is in what? I mean, it's not even close. It's in much worse shape than it was 15 years ago. If our presidents would have gone to the beach for 15 years, we would be in much better shape than we are right now. That I can tell you. Yeah, a hell of a lot better. We could have rebuilt our country 3 times with that money. This is the situation that I inherited. I inherited on this. We also inherited a failed healthcare law that threatens our medical system with absolute and total catastrophe. Now, I've been watching, and nobody says it, but a lot of people say it doesn't work. And now people say
I'll tell you the last time we won. When Donald Trump was elected president, that was when we won.
We're going to win. We're going to win big, folks. We're going to start winning again. Believe me. We're going to win. But we're taking a firm, bold, and decisive measure. We have to turn things around. The era of empty talk is over. It's over. Now is the time for action. So let me tell you about the action that we're taking right now to deliver on our promise. On our promise to make America great again.
All right, folks, we're about to hit a commercial break, but there's plenty of action that you and I can take. We got senators, we got congressmen, we got mayors. Call them, email them, get in touch with them, get into the media, get into your newspapers, your radio stations, TV stations. Tell them that you fully support the Trump agenda. Tell the politicians that you want them to fully support the Trump agenda. And let's truly make America great again. We'll take a break. We'll be back, my friends, Monday here on Riell Truth.
And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 16. Bigelow's restaurant in Denver plans that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play. If you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Bigelow's restaurant in Denver. Not only the best design of the it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166. Chaplain Colorado are emergency first responders for their professionalism, commitment, and bravery. They're willing to put their lives on the line, but also feel their own thing. I'd like to take the time to thank our first responders for all they do for us. We're also thanking our veterans for the sacrifice they made for our freedom. This message is from Chaplain Call LLC, the two locations in Denver and Fort Collins, serving the community for over 13 years. Visit them online at chapelcollins.com. Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the places to be searched and the person or thing to be seen.
All right, guys, I could listen to Donald Trump speak all day because I love the sound of truth. But just for variety's sake, let's throw it over to another speaker at CPAC, Fox News' Laura Ingraham, who also had some great things to say. Here we go.
George Washington, outer rights, come on. You guys got really integrity. He's anti this, he's anti that. But what he is he's the president of all the people, of your friends, of the
Oh, hang on, we got a technical glitch. As always, let me go back to President Trump. Always have a plan B, my friends.
We're taking swift and strong action to secure the southern border of the United States and to begin the construction of a great, great border wall. By doing this, and with the help of our great border police, with the help of us, with the help of General Kelly, and all of the people that are so passionate about this, our Border Patrol, I tell you, what they move. They came in endorsement, I came in endorsement, and every endorsement president took any work before. We didn't get anything out of it. What they need is justice with what they have. And you'll stop the blood from pouring into our nation and poisoning our youth. Pouring in. Pouring in. We get the drugs, they get the money. We get the problems, they get the cash. By stopping the flow of illegal immigration, we will save countless lives. And that's so important because the tax, the dollars that we're losing, are for anything that you can imagine. And the tax dollars that can be used to rebuild struggling American communities, including our inner cities. We are also going to save countless American lives. As we take away immigration act, finding the gang members, the drug dealers, and the criminal aliens, and throwing them the hell out of our country. And we will not let them back in. They're not coming back in, folks. They do, they're going to have bigger problems than they end
But folks, that can't be right, because Chicago has been ruled by the Democrats for decades and decades. It must be a utopia by now, right? Because Democrat policies always work, right? People have lots of money, there's safety, there's security, everybody lives happily in a Democratic stronghold, right? Chicago is one example of many of the corrosive and destructive effects of liberal Democrat policies. Chicago is a warning. It's a warning to you and to me and to the rest of the country. Do not go here. Do not do as we did. Chart a better course. Take a break and we'll wrap it up, my friends. Monday, Riell Truth. This is where it's happening, right here.
Why don't you know the Spirit of God? Every spirit that confesses that Yeshua, Jesus, has come through the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have already heard was coming and is now already in the world. 1 John 4:1.
No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque or reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debt, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. Article 1, Section 10. If catastrophe struck, will your family be prepared? Are you confident you won't react in a panic? Is there one place to get all of your emergency supplies? Paris Survival encourages you to have confidence through preparation, not panic through crisis. Paris Survival, located at 3366 South Broadway, is a professional, reputable, full-service business providing quality, realistic preparedness supplies at an affordable price. Go online, stop by, or call 303-781-0343. Paris Survival. The American Freedom Network is not funded or supported by special interest groups or government programs. The American Freedom Network is not sponsored by advertisers demanding content or programming control. The American Freedom Network is solely funded by you, the listeners. Please help keep the American Freedom Network on the air by purchasing one of our sponsored client products or by calling 1-800-205-6245 to make a donation. The American Freedom Network needs your help.
All right, guys, we got 4 minutes left. So let me do you a favor and fill it with 4 minutes of Donald Trump, once again from this past weekend's CPAC conference.
We will support the incredible men and women of law enforcement. I've also followed through with my campaign promise and withdrawn America from the Trans-Pacific Partnership so that we can protect our economic freedom. We can make deals, but we can do one-on-one, and if they misbehave, we terminate the deal, and then they'll come back and we make a better deal. None of these big quagmire deals that are a disaster. Just take a look, by the way, take a look at NAFTA, one of the worst deals ever made by any country having to do with economic development. It's economic undevelopment as far as our country is concerned. We're preparing to repeal and replace the disaster known as Obamacare. We're going to save Americans from this crisis and give them the access to the quality health care they need and deserve. We have authorized the construction one day of the Keystone and Dakota Access Pipeline. It's the place all I was getting ready to say. He said, who makes the pipes for the pipeline? Well, sir, it comes from all over the world. Isn't that wonderful? I said, nope. That's made in the United States. Can you imagine? I told the story the other day. Can you imagine the gentleman, young man, don't remember the name of his company. Actually, sort of know, but I want to get it exactly clear. Big, powerful company. Hundreds of millions of dollars on the property. Same thing with the Dakota, different place. You got their approvals, everything in the case of Dakota, then all of a sudden they couldn't connect it because people protesting that never showed up in trial. But with the Eastern, so they spent hundreds of millions of dollars with bloodsucker consultants, sucking the blood out of the company. Don't worry, I've used them all my life, okay? Don't worry, we're going to get it approved, I'm connected, I'm a lobbyist, don't worry. Bottom line, Obama didn't sign, right? 42,000 jobs somewhere around the election. Didn't sign. But can you imagine? Give up. America was dead. Now he's doing nothing. Calling his wife, hello, darling, I'm a little bored. You know that pipeline by there has killed us and has killed our company. Knock, knock. Mr. So-and-so. The Keystone Pipeline, sir, out of nowhere, has just been approved. Now, can you imagine the expression?
All right, guys, I'm going to stop it there. It's on my Facebook page, Riell Truth Radio. Check it out. Go on YouTube. President Trump delivers remarks at CPAC. Listen to the entire thing. Share it. Share it with everybody you know. Send it to your local politicians. I'll see you tomorrow. Hasta and lumbago.